Hello,
2016. Oh. 2016. June. Game 1. The Pittsburgh Penguins going against the San Jose Sharks. It is my birthday, and my aunt decided to take me to Game 1. The atmosphere, the fans, the energy, the city of Pittsburgh was on fire. The Pens ended up getting a win in that Game 1, and then ended up winning the Stanley Cup Finals that year in 2016, and then moving on to 2017 and going back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. That's the Pens I remember. That's the Pens I support.
fast forward, a quick but treacherous 5 years later, we go to a Penguins game, 23rd of November, 2023.
How you feeling after that loss, Mick? You upset about that loss? Yeah. Dad, how's that loss? It was a good game.
Good game. The effort was there, but the Penguins in that regular season game came up a little short, man. We were a little short, and that was kind of, the motto around, that locker room for that stretch of 2022 to 2025. Just a little short, seeing guys like Getzel in his last year at the Pens that year. Actually, I went back because just to look at that game, we lost 1-0 to the Rangers, and we're playing against Nick Bonino while he was a Ranger, who is now on the Penguins head coaching staff. It's just crazy to see how far, even had a guy like John Ludwig in the lineup for the Penguins. The nostalgia's there, but when you look back on those times, it's the dark age.
It's a sad.
And as we now come, the Penguins have clinched the playoffs. Hey, what's up, y'all? Come on. Pens have clinched. We are here. Let's go, man. Mickey,
the Penguins are dancing on Fifth Avenue. I'm great. You don't even have to ask.
Yeah.
I'm here. The Penguins are back in the dance, baby.
Boom.
They're looking dangerous. They are looking dangerous. I tell you, Joe. Like we've been saying, go back to episode 1. Me and my partner in crime, Joey Balgo, have been telling y'all to hop on this Penguins train. So this is your last warning before the playoffs start. Join the Penguins train. Make sure you guys smash that sub button, smash the like button, and most importantly, hit that bell so you know when we go live and when we post a video. This is the time, y'all.
We told y'all, hop back on that train. Literally, hop on the train like we were the train to the Pens games. Listen, we wanted to do a special intro because, man, the Penguins have clinched, and it's been a long time. Mickey experienced those back-to-back in person. He went to a finals game. We've been going to Penguins games and watching them every year, seeing them lose to the Rangers, who we beat at the first game of this season. So it all comes around. Playing against Nick Bonino, me seeing my beloved John Ludwig in his last game with the Pittsburgh Penguins, Jake Getzel leaving. But still, in that game, had Crosby, Letang, and Malkin, who are now going back to the playoffs after that 4-year hiatus, man. It's a special thing, and maybe towards the end of the podcast, we'll pull up that call that was made to get the Pens into the finals, because, it's a little emotional, especially with all the expectations at the beginning of the year. Pulling it up, there was like a 5% chance that they thought the Pens were going to make it. Mickey, just give me your feelings on it.
I just want to state first off how spoiled we are as Penguins fans.
Yes.
We're sitting here we're crying about 4 years not in the playoffs when there's some teams out there there's some kids who their favorite team they've never seen in the playoffs. So I just want to say that we're spoiled as a franchise, but oh my gosh, it is back to see the black and gold in the Stanley Cup playoffs where they belong. I mean, there's no other place. Pittsburgh's a hockey town, in my opinion. I mean, we had the Steelers, but I mean, the Penguins have been carrying the weight for the past couple of years, I feel like. So,
yeah, I mean,
I'm thrilled, and I'm thrilled for this team because this team deserves it. I mean,
we'll go into it later in this episode, but this team specifically is so special. I mean, from top down, starting at obviously Dubas and Muse. I mean, it's beautiful, man, and we're going to get more into it. But like Mickey's saying, playoffs, I mean, it's a blessing to get there. Yes, it's half the league, but it's a blessing to get there. Because look at the Pirates. I think out of all of the major sports, it goes Jets, some other team, and then it goes Pirates for 10 years not being in the playoffs. Like, that's the longest streak. So 4 years is half of that. I mean, it's been a long time, man. Because... but it is a blessing at the end of the day. And I mean, not only are these Penguins clinched the playoffs early, but I mean, whoever we play, Vegas is favoring us. We are expected to not only make it, but go far, which is a complete flip on its head from, trade Crosby. The Penguins first year, Dan Muse head coach. Let's just, get him settled in. Let's just try to, get some picks, keep stacking our picks. But no. This team is destined for way more than that. And it's shown all season. I feel like besides that 9-game stretch where we're losing, Penguins have really been playing top-tier hockey. And especially the second half, our offense has been on fire, man. Offense has been on fire. It's really special to see what's happened in Pittsburgh. Obviously, we're covering the Washington back-to-back yesterday at Pittsburgh, today in the capital of America. Took the L yesterday. We don't need to talk about it.
I think what the Pens are doing is smart. They're
very smart.
Kind of resting their stars, which I'm fine with. They have a locked playoff spot. I think to them they don't really care if they're in a 2 or 3. Because
I know we locked home. We did lock home. I think. Yeah, we locked it on the night with the Flyers loss. So, yeah, we did lock home.
The Flyers, okay. Well, the Flyers are 94 and we're 98.
Yeah, it was something like that.
How many games? They have one game.
It's clinched. It's clinched. Trust me, it's clinched.
And trust you.
Funny enough, clinching that home ice advantage on the night was very important for not only the Penguins but the city of Pittsburgh in general. Because if we had the game 3 and game 4 at home in Pittsburgh, it would have collided with the NFL draft. Which, I mean, you don't think about it, but Pittsburgh's it's already a very popular city and not that big of a space. It would have been insanity. I kind of wish it would have happened just for the storylines, but this Penguin team deserved to have the spotlight just on them. So I'm actually glad they're getting those playoff games, not coinciding with the NFL draft. But Pittsburgh for a few weeks will be the talk of the world. So
it definitely will be. And you bring that up because I feel like recently, ever since the Penguins clinched, my feed has been major sports outlets pumping out how the Pens are good, and how no one expected it. I mean, the Pens are really a storyline this year, and I do think teams are going to fear them in the playoffs.
I mean, there's so many different things. Crosby getting back there, Mantha, the scoring tear he's been on, the younger guys doing it for the Pens, but also just they're the NHL's team, kind of in a sense, it feels different when the black and gold are stepping in playoff mode, and there's going to be an extra layer of pressure for sure because even though this team had low expectations in the minds of the people outside of the Pittsburgh and hockey Penguins bubble, it's now we got to try to double down on what we've done, and that's why
exactly.
I feel like hockey kind of shuns upon the load management, but I mean, Muse said it perfectly in an interview. I was watching the game yesterday. I didn't watch all of it because at the end of the day it doesn't matter, but because we're playing so many people. But Muse did say, they're marked as lowy lower body injury. Evgeny Malkin, lower body injury. Sidney Crosby, Letang, Wotherspoon, Carlson. Like, all these people are marked for injuries, and Muse is saying their injuries, like, these guys are banged up. To what extent? They're all day to day. So obviously he's just trying to cover up. But these are older guys who will now flip and be in the lineup, I'm assuming, today with different people being out. I'm pretty sure Clifton's out tonight. It's slowly coming out. Achari's out tonight. So I'm pretty sure they're just flipping who didn't get the rest yesterday, which in my mind is a very smart move.
I agree. That's a very smart move. Give them that extra rest. And then I think going into playoffs, we got the Blues. I don't know exactly when that game is, but then you got the Blues. And then you go everyone that night, and then you get that additional break. But talking about the Pens, we're locked in the playoffs. It would be nice to see them get that 100-point mark, though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. They're one win away.
Because, I mean, every team, the Sabres, the Lightning, the Stars, every team that is at that 100-point mark is obviously clinched, so it would be cool to see. I'm really not stressing about it. I just want to I just want to see the people, these guys who either are younger in the AHL or have potential of being those bubble guys for the playoffs. I want to see, Avery Hayes on the ice, just playing his game, trying out things that he hasn't tried before. I want to see, obviously, I think Koivinen's up. McGordy's playing. Solovio. I want to see him take meaningful minutes in these last few games, and I think you roll Sheeloff. I think you roll Sheeloff one game, Skinner one game, keep him loose, build some momentum in the playoffs. But just don't want injuries.
I was away for yesterday's game. Do you know who was in net?
Sheeloff, it was Sheeloff net.
Sheeloff
gave up
and
6.
He gave up 6.
Gave up 6. I didn't see the shots on goal. The percentages kind of wasn't. I was tuned in the first few periods and then faded. But
and what you were talking about, all these rookies playing, or all these players who don't play, that these are the games that they need to shine. Because I'm assuming Muse is looking at this. He's like, okay, I have my core guys, but I need to know who's going to fill the spot if someone goes down.
Or even for next year at this point.
But these rookies that are playing right now, they're fighting for a glimpse of light in playoff hockey. Because everyone, if you're playing in the NHL, you want that playoff hockey atmosphere.
I think maybe your point for the forwards doesn't hold up as well, because our forwards, I don't see any, unless crazy multiple injuries happen, which obviously could. I don't see any young forwards getting some shine. But on the backside, yes, we have Clifton and Shea at that bottom pair. After that, Solovio, who hasn't played significant minutes. Obviously, St. Ivany was in the lineup yesterday.
Good to see St. Ivany back.
Who was a starter, who was a consistent starter for this Penguins team. Maybe, I mean, if one person goes down, him or Solovio, I don't know who slots in there. So I'd love to see, I like seeing them in these last few games getting the shine and burn, just in case. Because obviously at the defensive spot, you never know. Goalies are going to set. Honestly, it will be fun tonight back in Washington to see now Crosby versus Ovechkin. Potentially the last time we ever see that matchup in NHL history. I mean,
unless the Caps make the playoffs, they're not out of it.
Yeah, they're not statistically out of it, but their percentage is low. So you're right.
And if you guys are watching live, the Pens did just start. If you guys want to throw them on the background and still listen to us, we're still going to talk about some important things.
Yeah, but we'll just go through it real quick. Obviously, Ovechkin, I mean, you don't have to. And I'm not doing this for Capitals, just for Ovechkin. I'll give him 3 claps, because if this is his last year, what a great career. I mean, I was looking at it earlier. Mickey, you can give your claps,
I
I can pull up his stats.
You can't talk about the NHL without bringing up.
I mean,
it's a staple in the game.
929 goals, 1,500 games played. I mean, 1,600 points. Has 30 goals this season, 60 points this season. So I understand. I see why people are saying it might be his last season, but if you're putting up 30 goals in one of these seasons, I mean, he should still be playing. Obviously, I wouldn't hate to see him retire for the Pens' sake, but
it's weird. I wear the black and gold, and it's weird to see me clap for Ovechkin. That's like probably the one time I'll ever do it.
Just in case.
But that's just because I'm a fan of hockey as well.
Yeah. Mhm.
So.
Obviously, I was clapping way harder when Jack St. Ivany put Tom Wilson on the ice yesterday. The PPG Paints Arena also erupted there. Maybe I'll throw a clip up for that.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
it was like a little like trip bump hit situation. It wasn't like a huge hit, but to see Tom Wilson go down and St. Ivany stand over top of him for a second, it was fun to watch. I mean, this Penguins game, they started, so it's interesting seeing who's sitting. Obviously, they just flipped them, and we think that was the right play. Obviously, we're gonna have the playoff episode Tuesday. We're probably not gonna talk about the Blues much. That'll be mostly playoff based. So, what else do you want to cover, Mech?
So we got that playoff episode. I mean, like, what can we talk about? But
I'd be willing to go through the full playoff lineups for what we're projecting as of now. You wanna roll through that real quick?
Yeah, let's do it. So do you want to do both, like what we think? Do you want to go line by line?
I think we should each just take a minute and just fully go through, and then we'll debate after. So you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
All right.
So I think my first line is this is playoffs. So are we saying first round Lazat's still out, or is he back?
I was gonna go Lazat playing.
Okay. Yeah, because that definitely shakes things up. I'm going the kid with. I'm gonna keep Chinikov on that first line. They've proved that he should stay there. And Rusty. I mean, that line's been fantastic. And then Raquel, Malkin, Novak. I like that. And then, well, I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep Novak up. And then I like Kindle, Brazo, Mantha, and then. Man, that's tough. Let's go maybe Achari, Lazat, Soderblom
really?
there. Yeah.
Because Duer's been out with the ligament. Because even before load management, Duer was out with the lower body injury. We don't know the extent of that, but no, he's day to day. So it's kind of your toss up there.
And then, well, the defensive, Carlson, Spoons, Tanger, Gerard, Clifton, Shea.
And who you starting that game one?
Stuart Skinner.
Yeah.
I think you have to. The experience is there. He's kind of been playing some good hockey. He's been keeping good amount of pucks out of the net. So I think you have to go Skinner.
Yeah. I'll quickly just run through it. I'll go bottom up for where you left off because I agree Skinner. And not unfortunately, but I do agree with the pairs just because they've had the most time. Clifton, Shea, Letang, Gerard, who have been playing better, and while long term I don't see that as a good fit for right now in the playoffs, I think they have a high ceiling and have been meshing together well, so do that. Spoons, Carlson, obviously. So I agree with you, goalie. I agree with you, defense. The one place where I kind of fundamentally disagree with the top line being Chinikov and Crosby, but we're gonna stick that. Since they've been doing it, and Chinikov has been playing good, and Malkin and Raquel have stepped up, I'll keep that first line. Second line, they've been doing Raquel at true center, so I would go Malkin, Raquel, Soderblom. It's kind of weird, they haven't tried it, but it's been so much movement that I think Novak is the guy that should be slotted out. Had a goal the other game, but in my opinion, I just think you cannot take Soderblom out of this lineup unless you go him for Brazo, which I don't think you do. I think you do Kindle, Brazo, and Mantha, obviously. And then that fourth line, you go back to the OG. Some that carried you throughout the whole season, Achari, Duer, and Lazat. One caveat I do want to say is I think it should be, if someone is playing at 75% injured, they should not be in the forward slot. Let's say a defenseman, if Carlson's at 75%, he's still got to play because defenseman-wise. But let's say Duer isn't fully healed from his injury, then that's the guy that should be slotted out. If Lazat's wrist is still not 100%, he should not be playing. And then if Novak doesn't feel great, so I don't think a forward, because of how much options we have with truthfully good forwards, that someone should be playing injured. But
yeah, I agree.
I think Soderblom needs to be in this lineup. If it's for Novak, if it's for Brazo, that's where I think you should go. But I get what you're saying. It's tough.
That's why I think, that's why I put Soderblom instead of Duer. I think Duer's been quiet the past games. You know, he has over 10 goals, but he hasn't really been putting the puck in the net recently. But he still plays his role in that fourth line pretty well. So I don't think there's no wrong choice at the end of the day.
There is none. I agree. Yeah. The only reason I think Novak is the guy that slots out is even though does have that chemistry with Malkin, I think Raquel has filled that nicely. And while Novak is obviously a better passer, especially down low around the goal, I don't think that's valued in the playoffs as much compared to the forechecking and like the strength and puck control of a Soderblom, in my opinion. So obviously that's just what I would do. Are they probably going to do that? No. But
also you need someone that can drop the mitts and put someone down.
Yeah, obviously.
Soderblom can do.
I just want to do this to show my value to Soderblom and also my displeasure of the play of people like Brazeau and Novak to an extent, because they're obviously still good players, but it's just how much I value. And then I obviously value Blake Lizotte. If he's 100% though.
I'm not as strong about Novak. I think Novak plays a great role. Yeah. And I think he's a good forward. I think, in my opinion, I think if you flip he's a top 9 forward for this Pens team. But I don't think him being a top 6 is terrible. Yeah. He flies, and he's good with the puck.
All right.
He has a decent shot.
Yep. We can wrap up this episode. We started
it's been a good one.
We started it by going with the Dan Muse love and the Kyle Dubas love. Just to back that up and show how special this Pens team is, I just want to pull up this real quick on Twitter. First of all, follow us on Pens Pen. I just like this post
follow us. Come on.
Players that set new career highs with Dan Muse as the bench boss. Brazeau, 17 goals, career high. I'm assuming these are all like career highs and stuff. So Dewar, Mantha, Brazeau, Shea, Chinnikov, Wotherspoon, set career high. Rusty set career high in assists, career high in points. Brian Rust set his career high in points this season. Obviously not goals. Achari has had more goals before, but assists. Soderblom, his career high in goals this season, and he's got most of them with the Penguins. I mean, just the elevation of these players has been insane. I mean, it's just crazy.
Wow, I did not know there's that many. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think it not only goes to show how influential Dan Muse has been, but also just how special this season. Like you need a season like this to make it deep in the playoffs, and that's why there's a little tingle in the bottom of my stomach that like this is a reality for the Penguins. Like we are Stanley Cup or bust at this point because
and I think we'll definitely dive deep into that in our next episode, in the playoff episode. We'll dive into like what we think, like why this team is so special, why we think they can go far. But we're also going to talk about like some things that could go bad. So that will be in next episode.
I just want to
make sure you guys are there.
Parker Wotherspoon, 27 assists. Like I didn't even realize that. That's insane. And even Solovio, he's barely played, but is still having a great season, man. Like and St. Ivany obviously had the injury, like doing great before. I mean, 7. I wasn't very aware that these people were playing at their career high levels. Obviously, the Mantha, even Dewar 14 goals. I mean, it just shows how special this season is.
It does.
It's been fun to cover it with you, Mike.
Yeah, it has. It's been electric, and I'm just excited to see not only where this team can go this season, but for years to come.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Go turn on the Pens.
Yep. Hope Yins watch Ovechkin's potential last game against Crosby, one of his last games ever, and just get ready for this playoff action, man. We're going to be covering, obviously, description, follow the Instagram, the Twitter, YouTube Shorts, we're posting them all, and hope y'all enjoy the new channel. We're going to be pushing it, so yeah.
All right, see you guys.
See y'all later.